When it comes to pulling cash off of credit cards, we've got a lot of different theories out there, right? We got the plastic technique. We've got just going and buying stuff from big department stores like Apple and then going and refunding it to a debit card to get cash off your credit cards. And I'm sure there's all kinds of other interesting, maybe even borderline fraudulent techniques that, the gurus are out there teaching. But what about just using some basic stuff that works? How do we actually just pull off a couple $100,000 off of our credit cards? That's what I want to talk about in this video. Let's dive into it. All right, so I just wanted to share an example of somebody actually pulling credit off of cards into cash, right? And not trying to use something, slick or trying to be clever at all. Just doing using the vehicles the way that they were intended to be used with cash advances, right? And it doesn't have to be that difficult, I guess is my point of all this. But let's go through a real example. All right, so 822 is what he's currently sitting at. I believe it's an 828 now. But what I wanted to show you was this point in time in April when we saw a 25-point drop to 788. This was actually pulling off quite a bit of credit off the cards with a cash advance. Nothing fancy, like I said, just using the cash advance on a series of 0% cards. So here we go. We pulled money off of Bank of America, PNC, Discover, Truist, Citi, Fifth Third, and Regions credit products. So the Truist was $30K off of an $80,000 line of credit, and the rest was off of credit cards. They were cash advances, like I said. One was 13 months, 0.99%. One was 25 months, 1.99%, and the Truist was 2.99%. And I think that's it. Obviously, there's gonna be a one-time transfer fee as well to get that over to checking, and that was it. Altogether, he came up with over $100,000 in cash to then go and buy a property. So he took that money off the cards, threw some cash with it, another property, all cash. So this is cute if you guys are curious. But yeah, it's just interesting to see that like an actual play like that, how it all went through, and then what was the effect on the credit score. So also too, keep in mind that the utilization was only at 9% on each of those cards. So we did not all of a sudden get a huge fluctuation in utilization, which could have put us into trouble. No, across the cards, it was just 9% now. So that's not that much actually. And so, yeah, 25 points is the drop that he got. And that was it. There's the video is he just did balance transfers on 0% cards. He's got a lot of credit. He needed cash. He took the cash off, bundled together some different credit products, and ex facto went and bought a house with all cash. Cool, right? Now let's talk about something else here. So you can see his credit utilization before was 1%. Now it's 9%, I believe, which I'm pretty sure he just already paid it all back down. Because if we look since April, we're all the way back at, like I said, 822 was the last one that he showed me. And I believe he said he's at 828 now. From 788 to 828, not bad. This is what I wanted to show you though. So just real quick, let's dive into this. I thought this was interesting. So this is the score simulator through Vantage Score. I want to make that crystal clear. And apparently if he were to consolidate his credit card debt onto a new card with just a $10,000 limit, his score would drop 62 points. So I'm not too sure how accurate these score simulators are. I think it's a cool idea in theory, but this does not strike me as very accurate. And again, it's on Vantage Score. I don't know if this is Credit Karma or what, but this cannot be accurate. 62-point drop, $10,000. I don't even know what his balances look like, but I don't think that would cover it. And I don't see how that would drop your score 62 points, unless it's literally just because it's a consolidation credit card, or maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. You guys let me know. Next is under this section. I thought this is also interesting. Is if you were to declare bankruptcy, they're saying that it's a 26-point drop, or miss a payment on a credit card, miss a payment on mortgage, let his house fall into foreclosure. All those are 26-point drops. I think this is where it sets really bad expectations with people, is because you and I know that there's no freaking way that it would just be 26-point drop. Okay, if you were to declare bankruptcy, you're going to roll in all your existing credit products, as many as you can, into that bankruptcy. Your score is going to be like a 200. It might even be showed like just NAN or NA, not available, okay? It's going to drop a lot. Now, the initial drop that might have been triggered from the event itself maybe was 26 points the first day, but the second day, the third day, a week later, all the adverse action starts rolling in. There's no way. Your score is just dead. It's done. Missing a payment is another thing, is you're actually more like a 50 to 75-point drop. And that is not including what might happen after that. So we get to 50 to 75-point drop, then adverse action, AA comes rolling in, cards get cut, they call in loans. And then after a month or two, when all the fallout is done, that is where we end up, which I can assure you it's probably going to be much worse than 50 to 75-point drop. for missing a payment. Same thing with missing a mortgage payment or letting your house fall into foreclosure. So maybe this is like the first drop that you would see like on the first day. And then, obviously there's gonna be a bunch of additional adverse action. But anyways, I just think that these simulators are like painfully off. And I'm hoping that people aren't looking at this like with a high rate of accuracy or like believing or trusting in this to make decisions off of, because I don't think that's a smart idea. So anyways, let me know in the comments below what you think of all this. And I don't know, what's the wackiest number that you've seen here, up or down? I'd love to hear that. And then, yeah, what do you think about everything else that we talked about? While you're here on the channel, watch a few more videos. It helps us get more traffic to our channel, helps us grow our channel. If you like our content and you appreciate what we do, that is a simple way that you can pay it forward. Pay the fee, which is just simply to share the videos, watch them, comment, like, etc., etc. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch you in the next one. Before I go, did you know that we've actually spent the last year creating a digital program called Master the Credit Game? This is an entire school, essentially. It is covering everything from personal credit, rebuilding, credit unions, business credit, entrepreneurialism, side hustles, will, estate planning, how to pay less in taxes, everything that you need to actually go from zero, where you might be right now, to success, right? So if you're interested in that and getting around like-minded individuals, then you're gonna wanna join the link on the screen. We're constantly updating this. We actually update it weekly. We have dedicated channels where we post those updates. So you can be assured that as credit information is changing, we are gonna be updating you and making sure that you've got access to the most relevant information going on with credit approvals, data points, banks, etc., etc. The link is on the screen right now. Go ahead and join and jump in there. Hey, you should subscribe. 60% of you are not subscribed yet, right there. Okay, bye.